Alright guys, welcome to another video. Here you go, Ador. Does my hair look good? Is everything good? So today, we're going to talk about something na very important sa mga lahat ng viewers namin. Pansin namin yung last video namin regarding the lithium-ion battery. A lot of people were commenting about it, saying na hindi siya maganda. Of course, everything has its pros and cons. So today, we're going to talk about what are our options? And shucks, ulitin natin. Kailangan nga pala, Tagalog tayo. Ano ba talaga ang options natin mga Pilipino? Sige, kung hindi ito maganda, kung hindi yan maganda, ano ba talagang pwede kong gamitin? Ano ba yung best na pwede kong kunin? Kasi isa lang naman ang importante sa mga videos na ginagawa natin.
Ano yung mga options natin?
Kailangan natin malaman kung ano yung makakabuti sa atin. Ano ba talaga? Bibilhin ko ba is lead-acid battery, katulad nito? Mas mura ba siya? Para sa taong nagtitipid, mas okay na option ba to? Kung wala kang budget for the lithium-ion battery, okay ba na ito na lang piliin ko? Or pipili na ako ng medyo mas malakas na battery, lithium phosphate 4, yung mga ganitong klaseng battery. Kasi marami nagtanong kung magkano, di ba? Sabi, magkano yan? Magkano yan? Gusto ko bilhin. Connect yung sales representative namin sa kanila. Ang mahal pala or hindi pala fit to sa application namin. So, gulat sila. So today, didiscuss lang natin yung mga small details. Why lithium phosphate 4, lithium batteries in particular, are more expensive than lead acid. But actually, didiscuss natin, totoo nga ba talaga yon? Di ba? Mas mahal ba talaga? Kasi we're gonna get into detail kung magkano ang per piece, magkano yung mga components na kailangan mo, magkano yung breaker na kailangan mo rin i-install para dito. Tignan mo, ang laki nito kasi syempre high current to. And battery rack. Ganito lang ba? Lalagay mo lang ba yan sa sahig? O kailangan magpa-fabricate ka pa ng case? So, isa-isa yon i-discuss natin. Okay, so andito rin si RT. Nakita mo naman siya, one of the technicians here at N-Sky. Wait lang, mga power bank ngayon ha, mga power bank na available sa market ngayon, it's categorized as lithium-ion.
Yes.
So nandito tayo. Lahat ng lithium-ion products nandito and lead acid nandito. Okay. So i-discuss natin. RT, ano sa tingin mo ang advantages na meron ang lead acid battery?
Ay, aba, napakamura nito. Napakamura nito. Tsaka ano, baga mo kahit saan makakabili ka nito. Sa Motolite nga, nakakabili ako nito.
Okay. Lead acid batteries, may mga different classification siya. Sealed lead acid, flooded lead acid, okay? Motolite actually has what the battery that they called Solar Master, di ba? We also took a look at it. Ang taas ng maintenance niya. Kasi flooded siya. So, kailangan mong buhusan. You have to check with the hygrometer kung okay yung maintenance ng battery mo. So, it takes a lot of maintenance. Although, yes, you're correct. It's cheaper as the unit itself.
As the unit itself, yes.
But you have to also consider yung mga battery cables mo. Of course, if you're trying to run a system that is completely 12 volt, 100 amp hour battery na ganito kalaki, ito lang kailangan mo. Tapos siguro, lagyan mo na ng connection papunta sa charge controller mo. But what if you were going to connect, let's say, 20 pieces? Tataasan mo yung amp hour rating mo.
Mas malaki yung battery na bibilin ko.
Mas malaking battery?
Oo, mas
Bakit?
malaki.
Gano'n ba kalaki ang pinakamalaking battery ng ano?
Meron 200 amp hour nito.
Oh, tapos gusto mo na mas malaki sa 200 amp hour. Oh.
Bibili na lang ako ulit ng 200 amp hour.
Tapos, kailanganin mo na ng ganito, di ba?
Oo.
So, consider mo rin yung cost ng battery cables mo. Plus, yung battery cables RT. Hindi mo siya basta-basta pwedeng gamitan ng THHN wire or ano, kailangan either bus bar, naka-bus bar, ano siya, connection siya, or naka ganito, yung kailangan battery cable and lugs. So, hindi mo ba napapansin kung magkano yung ganito? Magkano yung ganito? Siguro mga nagpa-price range siya between 5,000 to 8,000 pesos.
5,000 to 8,000.
Baka magdikit. 5,000 to 8,000 pesos isa, and then malayo nga. Ayan.
Malayo nga.
But, isipin mo yon, isa pa yon ha?
Isa pa yon. Pag nag-short to, ano sa tingin yung mangyayari? To. Kung i-ano lang natin para may mapag-iano tayo mamaya. Pag ito, sinort mo, ano mangyayari? Yung LiPo4, pakita mo sa kanila. Itong LiPo4. Ayan. Tapos, pag ito, compared dito, pag sinort mo, ano mangyayari? So yun, pag-uusapan natin yun mamaya.
Yung mga protective devices. Ito kasing lead acid battery natin. Pag kinonect mo na siya, kunyari you have a 48 volt battery bank, tapos you have a 400 amp hour battery bank. You need 4 batteries, tapos 4 sets.
Yes.
So that's 4, 8, 12, 16 pieces nito. So 16 times 5,000, let's say, magkano na yon. Plus yung mga lugs mo, and then
yung mga
battery sheath,
breakers,
tapos walang protective devices yon. Wala kang battery management system. So, dun ako nagtataka when people say, mas mura yung lead acid battery. Let's particularly focus lang on sealed lead acid battery kasi ito naman talaga yung commonly used for solar. Hindi siya mas mura.
Hindi siya mas mura.
Plus maintenance pa, tapos yun nga.
Tsaka technically sa safety. Technically, you can buy mga parang katulad ng battery management para sa lead acid. Pero once you buy those, halos kasing presyo mo na si LiPo 4.
Tapos alam mo yung mga cases lang na kunyari ano nga tawag doon sa Tagalog? Wrench? Basta yung wrench.
Yabe.
Kunyari mahaba yung gamit mo. Tapos
tumama.
siya, nagkamali. Kasi ang dami niyan. Nakapagtrabaho na ako sa battery bank. Solar Master pa nga ang gamit. 2,000 amp hour battery bank na gamit puro 12 volts, 100 amp hour. So, ang daming pihit. Kala mo parang, kaya mong tiyagain yan. But if you calculate it, sa bawat 6 cells yan per battery. Bubuksan mo yon, tapos bubuhusan mo yan ng distilled water. Kunyari meron kang, let's say, 40 pieces times 6. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 240. Ang tagal nun. Tapos i-calculate mo bawat yon, bubuksan mo, bubuhos ka, tapos hygrometer, check mo. Siguro, it will take you mga 2 to 3 minutes
per battery.
Kasi multiply mo yon.
May acid siya sa loob. Technically, ang binubuhos mo, distilled water, pero once na charge mo na siya, once na ginamit mo na siya, it becomes an acid.
Yung sealed lead acid na hindi flooded, wala tong maintenance. So, wala na siya yung bubuksan, tas bubuhusan. But, yun nga, mabigat siya. Ito na yung normal weight niya talaga. Ang hirap buhatin nito. One person can carry it naman. Kaya naman.
Kaya, oo.
So, siyagain mo lang talaga. Pero mabigat siya. Ilang kilos yung weight nito? I think this is almost 25 to 30. Check mo nga sa datasheet. May cellphone ka. 100% sa datasheet, parang check nyo na lang yung datasheet. Guys, yung mga information na sinasabi namin is completely based on experiences. So, if you want to get down to the exact specifications ng mga equipment natin na to, I suggest, you request for the data sheets from N-Sky Solar. We can easily send you. So, yung depth of discharge ng lead acid battery for those people out there who have used this, na nakagamit na kayo ng
ano mo na yung depth of discharge para dun sa mga tao na are following us at. So, ang depth of discharge is the percentage from the capacity na pwede mong gamitin without damaging the battery long term.
Usually, parang 50% is ideal, di ba?
So, you can use around 50 amp hours of capacity. You're gonna hit yung parang depth of discharge rate niya na pag bumaba ka pa doon, you risk damaging the battery na for prolonged periods of use.
There's different types of batteries. Remember, we're not generalizing all batteries there. There are a lot of different types of batteries. There are batteries that are designed for deep cycle. Ang tawag sa kanila, deep cycle. So, deep discharge, you can go down to 20% or 10%, di ba? But when you're looking at the chemistry of the battery kasi, when you're going lower and lower, you're risking the battery's chemistry to degrade. Ibig sabihin, bumababa yung life niya. There's also a chart that you can search online. I guess we'll just post it on the video or something, but we don't really do that. But anyways, ibig sabihin nun is the more you discharge it, the length of the life decreases based on the depth of the discharge. So we always tell our customers na, lalo na yung mga naka-lead acid, is i-discharge mo lang siya by 50%. Tapos, doon ka na, yun na yung lowest mo. And then charge mo na ulit. And then 50%, charge to 100%, and then 50%. Di ba? Commonly, naririnig din natin yan. Even yung cellphone, di ba? Kasi yung chemistry kasi ng cellphone before, hindi naman siya lithium-ion
It's
It was nickel-metal hydride.
Yes,
yung mga dati. So wag mong i-discharge ng 0%, tapos wag mo i-charge ng 100%.
Yung may memory pa.
It's that's less prone to happening now with the new type of technologies that we have. Like yung mga batteries na may BMS. Kasi ini-include na ng BMS yung margins na yun at the bottom and at the top. Like katulad ng mga smartphones natin ngayon, di ba?
So, explain din natin, ano nga ba yung BMS? Like, since we're at the BMS na, like, ano nga ba yung BMS? So, a BMS is a battery management system. So, kumbaga, isipin mo, ito yung nagbabantay dun sa mga battery sa loob. Kasi, when you look inside the battery, depende kung ano yung bibili mong battery. Pero, sometimes, it contains mga cells, LiPo4 cells. Like this. Sometimes, depends on dun nga sa bibilin mo. Ngayon, by itself, meron na itong mga safety mechanisms like yung mga vent in case na magkaroon ng pressure na malakas dun sa battery, it will vent throughout. Pero, yung mga protections against overcharging, over-discharging, overcurrent, si BMS yung nag-handle nun. Yun yung nag-make sure, kumbaga, sinisigurado niya na safe yung pagpapatakbo dito sa battery mo and walang mangyayaring masama. And actually, with this specific battery, meron pang isa pang safety feature, which is yung circuit breaker. So, in case na mapagdikit mo man, ma-short circuit mo, mag-trip yung circuit breaker, which will help in case na yun nga, magka-short circuit.
Alright. Yeah, that's cool. Sige. Alright, man. So, nakakatawa kasi a lot of customers would ask me, what is a BMS? Battery Management System. What is that? Sabihin ko, it's a computer that regulates the battery para healthy siya, protects the battery. What is that? Paano yun? How does it work? Di ba? Parang BMS, may computer yung battery. It's difficult for the client to understand unless we go down to the very basic of what a battery is. Each battery has a cell. Ito, this is one cell, di ba? Each battery usually isang cell siya, di ba? So, ang lithium-ion, meron siyang 3.2. It usually, may mga maliliit na cell siya. Katulad yung mga battery sa remote ng TV natin, although nickel-metal hydride yun, that's one battery cell you put in there. Kaya kailangan mo, paminsan kailangan mo dalawa, paminsan kailangan mo 3, 4, re-replace mo. Tapos di ba usually, dapat sabay mo i-replace para pareho ang voltage niya. Each battery is each cell. Ngayon, how do you connect these batteries, these small batteries? Dati di ba yung Tesla cars, ganito yung mga laman ng sasakyan nila, puro ganito, yung mga maliliit na ganito. Di ba? Isang cell to. Imagine mo, paano kung you have 1,000? You need to manage each and every single one of those cells to be precisely the same. Nalasing na yung camera. Wait lang, pause mo lang. Cells. Just remember, each battery, each cell. So now, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. Ang mangyayari dyan, dito ka lang mag-charge sa pinaka-main poles mo. Now, if the cell in the middle, hindi siya equally balanced with the cell in the here and the cell here, ang mangyayari dyan, magkakaroon ka ng imbalance of cells. Kailangan, in a series connection, voltages should remain the same. Otherwise, you have a battery that is overcharged, you have a battery that's undercharged and overcharged. So when you're charging it, i-charge hindi. So na-overcharge yung mataas na voltage and kasi we're trying so hard to charge the cell na mababa ang voltage. The computer can only see, the kunyari basic charger ka will only see the final voltage ng 3 cells. Ipo-push niya, kailangan natin ma-charge yung cell sa gitna. Kawawa naman, nahihirapan na si cell sa gitna. Kailangan natin siya i-charge. Ito, puputok. Ito, puputok. So that's how it works. So let me do a diagram sa picture natin. So this is one battery. Okay? This is one battery. Okay, this is one battery. Let's stick with a basic 3.0 volts, 3.0 volts, 3.0 volts. So, lalabas siya. Ano ang magiging total voltage natin? In the particular situation that I showed you guys, kunyari ito, 1.0 volts. yung basic charger natin na nagpa-pump ng electricity to charge 9 volts, hindi niya ifo-focus lang dito yung power sa gitna. Hindi siya focus dito kasi tatamaan niya pa rin to. And ito. So, mangyari ngayon, 3.0, i-charge niya na yan pataas ng 4. Ma-overcharge na tong batteries na to. Ito, hindi pa siya i-charge. So, what does the BMS do? It will send, computer na siya, yung charger mo. It will send a link right here. And it will send a link right here. So the BMS will now identify your batteries per cell. So the BMS, the computer now knows now, ito si battery number 2, nahihirapan siya. Kailangan niya ng voltage. Si battery number 1 and battery number 3, okay lang siya, wala naman siyang problem. Nahihit natin yung tamang voltage. So all of the charging capacity now is focused on battery number 2. Para mag-meet sila lahat at 3.0, 3.0, 3.0 volts, and you get your 9.0 volts in total. You have a well-balanced battery. This is what the pins look like. Oh. So pag hindi balanced yung battery in series, these are the links that will provide certain voltages to that para mag-balance siya over time. So throughout the day, 24/7, ang ginagawa lang ng BMS is to balance it. Okay?
Yes.
That's its main function.
Yes. It either provides energy para mabalance yung voltage, or i-discharge na tong dalawa as yung kanina natin, kung kanyari, sabihin ulit natin na 4 to, 4, balik natin sa 4 yan, 4 to.
Yeah.
Tapos ito sabihin natin 3.5. I-discharge na tong dalawa to 3.5. So it's either i-charge niya, depende sa BMS that the battery uses, it's either i-charge na to 4.0 or i-discharge na to both sa 3.5.
Okay.
Basta, ang main goal ng BMS is to make sure na magkakalapit yung voltages ng mga cells. Para wala tayong maging problem. Also, some BMS also include temperature protections. Kasi for example, biglang uminit yung battery mo or kaya yung weather outside is super hot. May mga operating conditions na hindi pwede yung battery. So, hindi siya pwede mag-discharge ng sobrang taas. So the BMS will also keep in check na hindi siya mainitan or hindi siya malamigan ng sobra.
That's correct. Yung nang binanggit niya is yung second role ngayon ng BMS natin is protective measures. So it has over voltage protection, it has under voltage protection, so it has overcurrent, undercurrent protection. It also has yung temperature protection, it has communication cable protection. Marami siyang different types of protection. Yes. Basic BMSs may not have that much protection, baka wala. So you have to check. But yung mga modern lithium batteries natin, complete na yan dun sa mga protective devices natin. For this battery right here, meron siyang screen that you can use to be able to check yung status ng over voltage and under voltage protection. Now, you're probably wondering, bakit yung lead acid battery hindi ko na kailangan ng BMS? Alright, that's a really good question. Actually, I'm quite surprised na dito sa Pilipinas, nagkakabit tayo ng big battery banks ng lead acid battery, pero hindi naglalagay ng BMS. Dapat lalagyan nyo rin to ng BMS. Kasi kung naka-series, 4 na battery mo na ganito, kasi gusto mo mag 48 volts, di ba? Pag naka-series yan, pag hindi mo yan nilagyan ng equalizer, ganun din ang mangyayari. Mag-fall out of balance yung 4 na battery mo, and magugulat ka yung isang battery mo, sira na. Lumobo na, sira na. Kaya sa mga taong nagwa-wonder dyan, nakikita ko sa forums, sa mga forums natin on social media, pipicturean nila yung battery nila. Ano kaya nangyari dito? 2 years pa lang, lumobo na. Poor quality na nga, hindi pa nilagyan ng battery management system. So, mas lalong hindi siya magpo-perform. Kaya 2 years lang, deads na kaagad. Usually, these batteries have a warranty for 3 years. And then it could live up to 7 years. Mapapansin mo naman, ganito rin naman yung ginagamit na battery ng mga
kotse.
Not kotse, but mga cell sites, yung mga backup ng cell sites. Ganito yung ginagamit nila.
Ganyan
Before, 2.0 volts nga ang battery nila. Yung mga malalaki, yung 2.0 volts, ganyan kalaki.
Actually, hindi lang sa cell sites, with mga golf courses, sa mga yung mga golf carts nila, gamit nila doon is 6 volts na ganito kalalaki.
Ayun. Because nag-change na rin kasi talaga yung technology natin ngayon. Medyo nagli-lead na talaga sa lithium. Marami pa rin dyan mga e-bikes na based pa rin sa lead-acid battery. I mean, it's because it's really more affordable in certain application. Like for instance, yung 12-volt system. If you live in the mountains, ako mahal na mahal ko yung mga tao sa probinsya, yung mga nakatira sa bundok. Guys, hindi mo kailangan, pwede kang mag-lead acid. Mas magandang application yung lead acid. Tapos meron kang electric fan na 12 volts lang, mga ilaw mo, 12 volts lang, may maliit na charge controller ka. Tapos meron kang maliit na inverter kung gagamit kang rice cooker. Ngayon, meron na ngang rice cooker na 12 volts lang. Kung 12 volts lang talaga ang battery mo, tapos ililink mo siya, kahit pwede mo siyang patasin at 300 amp hour or kahit gaano ka taas. Kasi napaka-basic lang ng system mo. Hindi mo na actually kailangan ng BMS or hindi mo na kailangan ng balancer kung 12 volts lang yung system mo. Diba? Yun, okay na okay yun. Ang kailangan mo ngayon dyan is yung solar module mo, 12 volts din. Kasi papasok sa charge controller mo, 12 volts. Charge ka sa battery mo, 12 volts. Napakamura. You can build the system for kahit 15 to 20,000 pesos. May ilaw, electric fan, may ano ka na sa bahay mo. Kasi pag sa ganun na application, suitable na mag-lead acid battery ka na lang. Kasi ang isang pinaka-major benefit na nakikita ko with lead acid battery is yung parang rigidness niya eh. Yung, alam mo yon, kahit mabagsak mo to sa sahig, yung masisira yung sahig. Di ba? Parang may pagkaganon na characteristics siya. Parang katulad ng sasakyan, battery ng sasakyan, kaya siya nasa loob ng sasakyan. Everyday, gumagalaw-galaw yung sarong pag dumaan ka sa humps. Boom!
Sa temperature changes eh.
Temperature changes din, mga ganon. Mas adaptable siya. Kung may questions pa kayo regarding the lead acid battery, let us know.
Comment nyo lang.
Comment nyo down below.
Re-replyan namin yan.
Kasi this is a very, very common question. What does the BMS really do?
Yes.
Diba?
If gusto nyo guys ng specific video about sa BMS, comment nyo lang guys para gagawa kami ng deep dive explainer series on a BMS.
Yes. Gagawin niya ni RT, si RT. Tapos papakita ni RT sa inyo kung paano i-access yung battery, makita yung cell voltages, yung screen, ganyan. Pero that's a topic that really focuses on BMS and that's a really good topic.
Yung technical talaga ng mga kung paano gumagana yung BMS, how to hook up a BMS, ano yung mga common faults na nakikita sa isang BMS.
Ano yung mangyayari pag nasunog yung...
Pag walang BMS.
Pag walang BMS, ano nangyayari sa battery pag walang BMS?
Papakita natin yan. Actually, pakita natin yan. Just comment down below kung gusto nyo makita yun.
Alright. Sige. Let's move forward. Now, we're talking about the lithium phosphate 4 battery. Now, there's 2 types of lithium batteries. Okay?
Yes.
So, a lot of makikita kayong mga quotations dyan. Lithium battery, hindi lalagay yung brand, walang specifications, basta ilalagay lang lithium ion. Okay? We have the lithium ion, which is the Li-ion. Okay? And then we have the LiFePO4. Lithium phosphate 4. Okay? So, yung sinasabi ng mga clients or sinasabi ng mga tao, uy, di ba sumasabog yan? Ganon. Ito yung type of battery na yung sumasabog nga. Makikita mo dito. Lithium. Although this particular battery chemistry does combust and explode, kaya bawal siya sa airport, di ba? Limited lang yung amount of battery na ganito ang kailangan mong, pwede mong dalhin sa airport. Kasi may mga safety measures sa loob. Hindi mo siya basta-basta mapapasabog. Okay?
Ito, specifically, yung ng mga nasa cellphones.
Okay. Lithium ion ba to?
Yes, that's lithium ion. Pero actually,
gusto mo i-demonstrate? Saksakin natin.
Hindi siya yung normal na 4.2. Kasi normally, ang mga voltages ng mga ganitong battery is ang full charge voltage niya 4.2. So puno na siya sa 4.2. Okay. Pero ngayon, sa mga cellphones, ito, puno na siya sa 4.2.
4.2 to?
4.2 lang yan. Pero dito, sa mga cellphone batteries ngayon, kita mo naman gaano kanipis yun, no? Ngayon, ang full charge voltage na is 4.45.
Kung yung ganito kaliit na battery, sasabog ng ganon, tapos magko-combust, paano pa kung ganito kalaking battery? The reason kung bakit yung lithium-ion is most commonly used for digital devices, handheld devices, electric cars. So kung handheld device, ayaw mo naman magbitbit ng napakabigat na battery, di ba? So ito pa rin talaga ang pinaka-best use case for digital devices. Especially labanan sa panipisan, pagaanan, di ba? Nagfo-fold na yung cellphone ngayon. So kailangan lithium-ion yung magaan. Okay? So clarify ko lang. Yung life po 4, ito, pag pinang-chur natin to, hindi siya magko-combust.
Yes.
Hindi siya
mas less volatile siya kung yung sa tinatawag ng iba.
Yes, exactly. So, hindi siya ganun ka-prone for combustion, hindi siya ganun
mas stable kasi. Actually, kung magiging technical tayo sa chemistry, kasi ito lead acid, lithium-ion, itong LiPo4, technically, mas stable kasi chemistry niyan. So, mas less likely siya na mag-combust.
Yeah. So, yun yung reason kung bakit it's applicable for homes. Na ilalagay mo sa bahay mo. Kasi syempre, di ba, mag-i-invest ka na napakalaki para sa battery, tapos biglang gano'n na mangyayari, i-increase mo yung risk na masunog yung bahay mo dahil nag-introduce ka ng combustible element. That's why it's important na ma-discuss natin yung 2 different types of battery chemistries because hindi tayo magpapasok ng risk ng ganito karaming batteries na may element of possibility na mag-combust or pag na-damage, natamaan, nasagasaan, nagpa-park ka lang ng sasakyan mo, nasagi mo bigla yung battery mo, sumabog, ganun. Hindi. Ito, wala siyang ganun na klaseng characteristic. Okay? So, yon.
Isa pa actually, which is the most important for me, for yung cycle niya. Kasi if you're gonna invest, pag mag-i-invest ka sa mga storage na yan, sa mga charging, sa mga batteries, gusto ko yung tatagal na Kasi ayoko mag-invest sa something na hindi naman magtatagal. Masakit yun, yung nagagastos.
Baka iba na yung pinanggagalingan niya. Ayaw mag-invest sa hindi tumatagal.
5 years tapos mawawala, masakit yun.
Wait lang, meron bang viewer dapat na nakikinig?
Tapos akala mo pinapakinggan laban. Pero totoo naman talaga yun. Actually, sige, either in a relationship advice or battery, kailangan pang matagalan. Hindi pwede yung pang mabilisan lang na parang, sige, pinaka-best case nito, this can last up to 8 years, 5 years. Pero after nun, yung capacity nito, still, you're gonna be able to get 50 amp hour out lang from a 100 amp hour battery.
May degradation ka
pang degradation pang i-consider.
Yeah. Gagana siya. I mean, like, I've seen batteries, nakakatawa to. Some of the clients that have been using lead-acid battery for 7 years already, diretso. Sumapansin nila na pag charge nila, nagwa 100%, pero ang bilis na mag-low battery. So sabi nila, gusto ko ng palitan, mag-lithium na ako, lipat na ako. Kasi 7 years ko naman na napakinabangan.
Saan ba mas gusto mo? Yung nagtatagal nga, pero yung performance naman hindi.
Ang question, pero tama ka sa sinasabi mo. Kasi kung ganun ang expectation natin dyan, katulad nito, ang expectation dito talaga is 8,000 cycles. That's 16 years. Kung 365 days a year, meron kang 1 cycle. So that's 16 years. Ang warranty nito is 3 years. Tapos tumagal ng 7 years. So we're yet to know. I mean, like, kailan lang ba lumabas sa market yung mga lithium phosphate? Sure, the reason why it's out in the market then is because na-testing na rin yan ng mga large commercial and large industrial applications. So, imagine mo, 7 years, 16 years, 8,000 cycles.
Ito sasamahan ka tumanda.
Okay, anyways. So, 8,000 cycles and then warranty nito is 10 years. So, for those of you wondering, 10 years. So, what else? Ano pa bang question na commonly tinatanong?
Ito pala. So, 2 types nung battery. Ito yung wall-mounted or pwede din nakapatong lang sa floor. Yung may gulong yan, pwede yan lagyan ng gulong. Tapos, ito yung madalas ginagamit dun sa mga telco sites. Ito yung mga nakalagay sa rack. Ito yung mga ito yung malalaki talagang mga installations. Madalas mga makikita mo, 5-10 yung nakalagay sa isang rack na ganito. So this is for mostly big installations. Tapos for small residential lang naman, if you only need a couple of amp hours lang naman, ito yung madalas na ginagamit.
Tapos, ito, by the way, katulad ng diniscuss natin kanina doon, when you do buy a battery, yung lead-acid battery, you still have to buy your own DC cables, tapos print your own DC cables, yung mga lugs niya. Kasi saan mo ilalagay? Hindi naman wall-mounted yun. Kailangan mo pa magpa-welding. Kailangan yung bakal na gagamitin mo matibay kasi mabigat siya. Yung gulong ng rack mo, kailangan mahal. Sa huli, sa totoo lang, my personal experience, I built a battery rack na 400 amp hour for the battery na 48 volts. Ang mas mahal pa siya. Guys, mas mahal pa siya as compared to yung lithium ion battery natin. The lithium ion battery, sa loob ng box niya, kasama na yung wires, kasama na yung lugs, kasama na yung cover, kasama na yung sheaths, kasama na yung breaker na gagamitin mo.
Meron ka pang display. For mga specific ibang batteries, may display ka pa.
Display.
Actually, meron pang app. Meron pang, pwede mo pa i-connect sa cellphone.
It's an all-in-one thing. Parang wala ka ng problemahin. Bibilin mo na lang siya at papakabit mo na lang or ikakabit mo na lang. Para sa akin, ang daming work and effort. Ang daming work and effort na kailangan mong lagay dito.
Tapos isa pa. Yung depth of discharge nito.
Okay, yun.
Dito, di ba 50? Dito, pwede to actually hanggang 95. Pero madalas ang depth of discharge na ginagawa is around 90. So, pwede mo siya i-discharge down to 5%, pero pwede mo din naman siya i-discharge madalas to 10% para tumagal siya. Tapos, sa pa, discharge current. Discharge current. Okay, sige. Medyo meron advantage to in terms of discharge current. Kasi paminsan, ang lead acid
per amp hour. So
yes,
that's 100.
So 100 amp hours. Yes, so ito, 100 amp hours in discharge nito.
Ito 60 amps lang to
It used to be, ang LiPo4, ang discharge rate niya is around 0.5, 0.6. Ngayon, ang peak discharge rate nito is actually umaabot sa 100. Pero ang continuous niya is 60. So ano nga ba yung peak tsaka continuous? So yung continuous, yung patuloy-tuloy na parang pwedeng buong araw mong dinidischarge ng ganon. So ang continuous niya is 60, pero pwede yan umabot up to 100.
I know a lot of customers would think the 60 amps lang, baba na. Pero kasi 60 amps lang for 100 amp hour. Pero if you're gonna put 16 pieces in parallel, ang pwede mong maging charge and discharge current dyan is 6 times 16. Ganon kataas. So if you're planning a microgrid system, ikaw magpapower ng buong island, magandang application to kasi pwede kang mag-charge ng 2,000 amps, ganun kalaki. You're just going to have to connect the terminals in parallel rather than in a daisy chain. Kasi ito, yung mga sealed lead acid batteries natin, mag-chain yan mag-daisy chain siya. So doon ka madadali ngayon, kailangan mo na napakakapal na wires in order for you to get that, for that to become applicable. Pero ito, andali. It's easy. Simplified the whole system. But for a household na i-daisy chain mo, you can daisy chain up to 2 units and your highest charging and discharging current is 100 amp. So, pwede na for a household, 100 amps discharge and charge current. More than enough, di ba? Pero, yun nga, syempre, we also have to look at the applications for commercial, microgrid, power plant. So, this battery can also do that. That's what I love about it. So,
actually, yun nga.
By the way, wait lang, RT. We just have to let everybody know, this is not a sponsored video by the Sonnes brand, okay? But this is a battery that we've been working with recently, and we can speak about the quality of the battery.
You can check our last video. Binuksan namin to. Makikita mo yung construction niya, makikita mo yung screen niya, makikita mo yung BMS niya, yung sinasabi natin ng BMS. Makikita mo yung mga cells. Nakikita mo din yung meron din way doon para ma-verify kung legit ba yung mga LiPo4 kasi meron mga fake.
Okay, RT, I want you to tell me more about paano ma-identify yung fake. Ako, sobrang bilib na bilib ako dun sa
Mas pag tinesting mo, ang lalabas lang is maybe around 18, 15. Pero posibleng lumabas dyan is mga 10 lang.
Pwedeng 10 lang. Tapos parang sabi mo, okay naman, mukhang legit naman. Tapos mura nito, legit.
50 pesos, 50,000 milliamp hour, ganito kalaki.
Magkano? 1,000?
Parang nakakita kong ganito dati, 300. 300, ganito.
300 pesos na hanap ka ganito.
Binuksan ko. Ilan laman? Okay.
Dalawa.
8 na ganyan. 8 na ganyan. Ngayon, yung out of those 8, ang nakakonect lang doon, 4. Doon sa, dito sa may saksakan. Doon sa may circuit.
So yung iba, fake, hindi
gumagana? Yung iba, hindi gumagana. Ang pinakamatindi doon, nung binuksan ko.
Ano laman?
Buhangin.
Buhangin talaga. Pati yung sa lead acid din, hindi naman ibig sabihin sa lithium ion lang nagkakaroon ng mga fake. Yung lead acid din, isang beses, meron kaming client na ganun nga, lumapit sa amin, tapos may issue daw yung battery na nabili niya. Tapos sabi ko, replace yan, sir, kasi binattery tester namin, sira. Pagkabukas namin, glass naman yung nakalagay. Mga pira-piraso ng glass na nakaganon. Tapos, panluloko yun di ba?
Kumbaga sa commitment, di ba? Magko-commit ka, kailangan maayos, di ba? Hindi pwede.
Hindi ka nagdadaanan talaga. Okay ka lang, bro.
Okay lang kami.
So anyways.
Pero syempre, like any mahal to eh. Magkano to? 8,000. Malaking commitment yun. Tapos, ito pa. Sige, magla-LiPo 4 na ako. Bibili ako ng LiPo 4 battery. Tapos, peke. Niloko ka. Diba napakasakit nun? Marami kasing mga fake nito. So, paano nga ba natin malalaman kung fake to? Ngayon, Nsky is here to help. Actually. So, pwede mo i-chat yung Facebook page namin, Nsky Solar. Tapos, isend mo yung picture nito. Picturean mo lang to. Tapos, we'll help you. Tutulungan ka namin. Kasi ayokong nakikita na nasasaktan ka.
So, yun yung mga ways. There are different ways because our company also has a proprietary checking system. We have access to the battery manufacturer, CEV, CATL, para makita natin kung authentic yung mga battery cells na yan. Because believe it or not, different battery brands, different batteries, they use the same cell. Similar lang din naman ang manufacturer ng cell natin, syempre. What we're trying to avoid here is batteries that are coming in, tapos hindi sila authentic. So we'll give a demonstration right now how our system works. Tapos papakita ni RT yung result ng pag-scan nito. Gawin na rin natin right now. Tapos pakita natin sa mga viewers natin kung yung result na lalabas na unknown, hindi siya original. Remember, dun sa last video natin when we were talking about Sunnis, okay? You guys were there. We scanned all of the QR codes ng batteries that were inside this particular lithium-ion battery bank. Tapos, nakita natin, nakalagay doon, manufacturing date, production date, saan nanggaling, sino nag-manufacture, yun nakita natin. This is a battery na saan mo ito nabili? Okay lang naman i-discuss.
Nabili ko lang yan sa Facebook Marketplace.
Okay, Facebook Marketplace. Tapos, ayun, after checking, look, the code check is, code is wrong, code length is wrong, manufacturer don't know, product type unknown, battery type unknown, nominal capacity don't know, nominal voltage unknown. So, 15. Aware na kagad tayo na parang, hindi yan okay. So, ang ginagawa nga namin ngayon is RT bought it because we also want to test it, di ba? Okay, baka pag tinest naman natin, nakita natin yung...
Baka mamaya, sumasabay naman pala siya.
The most important thing really for our company is to gain more knowledge. But definitely, hindi to nanggaling dun sa EVE or sa CATL manufacturing process. This was manufactured by someone else. Hindi siya naka-registered dun sa pinaka-database ng lahat ng certified lithium phosphate for battery
manufacturers.
Yeah. Gusto ko it's the authentic one. I don't think there's anyone out there naman na who's gonna want na hindi authentic, di ba? Because you're putting yourself at risk. And that's the most important part. Yeah, RT has to go to a meeting in Wakwak, saan nga yan? San Juan, Wakwak Village, golf course. It's a golf course and we're going to solar power that golf course and marami rin applications yung mga products natin for that for a golf course. So anyways, just a quick summary. Kung magtitipid-tipid ka, isang battery muna, tapos mag-add ka ng battery. Kung 12-volt system yung gagamitin mo, mas okay siya. Ngayon, if you're looking more for a more comprehensive solar installation for your home that powers air conditioning units, that powers pretty much a whole, yung mga hybrid inverters na diniscuss natin dun sa, when it comes to the length of operational time, we're looking more at this guy din, di ba? Kasi yun nga, the longest we've seen this battery operate was around 7 years. Okay, so ito pa rin ang nakikita natin. And when it comes to checking the authenticity of these products, yun nga, we've mentioned with you that we can work with you, we can scan the battery cells for you. And yung sealed lead acid battery naman, makikita nyo rin naman yan sa mga forums. And we can also let you know our opinion regarding those sealed lead acid batteries. Ayun. So, yun lang naman. If you have any other questions regarding ano ba talaga ang mas maganda para sa akin, then you can comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Thank you so much. This ends our video. And I hope you guys had a good time. I love you guys and see you again in the next video. Bye-bye.